Hi folks, this is Dave with Phototropics, and today I'm going to discuss the type of photography that I typically deal with and get paid for, and that's real estate photography. Granted, most people could go around their house and take pictures with their phone, but for professional real estate agents, they typically want to have the best presentation for their product. And that requires proper lighting and things like that, and a few little details we'll talk about later on. And lots of times people make their decision online. I mean, they may go see the house, but normally that's just to confirm the things that they've seen and make a last minute inspection. But lots of times people make their decision at home based on nothing other than the description and the pictures and videos they see. And real estate agents know that, especially in this market here in Florida, is that listings don't stick around very long with the supply and the demand being out of sync with each other. Uh, Most of the stuff that I've done for my agents have lasted maybe a week and then they get their offer. The best one I had was that I delivered the photos and video. The next day it was listed and they got an offer over listing price and sold the home the next day. So I'm happy when that happens, because I've had a hand in that process. I mean, you may not know my name or anything like that, but I usually ask my agents, "Oh, how did it go? Oh, we sold it. We're about to sell it. It's under contract," things like that. So it's kind of like you get a part in that sales process. And in doing so, whenever you go to shoot a home, one of the things you typically need is a wide angle lens. Usually use a full frame camera because of the exposure, usually the lighting, things like that. There's some technical issues that you want to overcome. I use a mirrorless camera, and so the lighting is not such an issue. And I do use a flash. Now, there are two types of photography, HDR and Flambient, and that's something we'll discuss in our little jargon videos as we move along. But normally what I'm shooting is HDR, but when I'm doing something for myself, I'm using Flambient, which is a combination of using existing light and using flash photography lighting as well. But how do you get work? Well, there's first thing, you can work for a photographer who already does real estate. Now, I've done that. I did drone work for a photographer that already had a contract, and I also got to do some of the interiors and exterior still shots as well. So that's one way you could kind of learn. But I also work with individual real estate agents, which I can always expand that marketing, which I'm going to be working on here shortly in the next few weeks or months. And you'll work with them. You'll get to find out exactly what kind of style they want or what kind of feel they want. They're kind of like the home seller. They're like, "I'm hiring you to be a professional. You do the job you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to know it." The other one I do, it's specifically a vacation rental company. Now, real estate agents can do that too, but I have a couple that are just vacation rentals. What they do is I take their pictures. I don't have to do any editing. They edit it and they post it to different social media places, like Airbnb, things like that. And so they help, in effect, market or property manage a listing. So that's where a lot of my work comes from, either individual agents, vacation rental companies. And from that, I've also worked with, like I said, some other photographers that already had contracts they needed assistance with. So can you make money in that? Yes, you can. But normally you do need to have a large format camera. And I thought I would be able to start doing real estate photography without a drone, but I found out it was to my advantage to do drone photography. And you'll see that later this week. We'll have a drone or aerial photographer video that we can discuss. Some of the things you have to have, or else you can get yourself and your client into a lot of trouble if you don't take the proper steps. So if you're looking into getting into real estate photography, Nathan Cool, a number of other individuals who are really good at tutorials, things like that, you can check them out as well. But Nathan Cool is one that I've learned a lot from. It is a business for you. You just have to focus on it and develop that form. It's kind of like an architectural feel to it, but usually wide-angle lenses, full-frame lens camera is what you need, and a mirrorless is really helpful in those situations due to the lighting. So stick with us. We're going to talk about 3 other forms of photography businesses, and Work It Out Wednesday we'll be discussing the idea of just working for a provider, how you can benefit from working for a provider just starting out. So we look forward to seeing you again. Take a look at our other videos, and we appreciate your time in watching us today.